Arendis, do you want to help out the AT team by coming and doing some theory crafting?
I'm gonna go with no.
I mean, we did talk about our new dear leader, Atrium Veneficus, so...
Alrighty, folks.
I mean, if you want to throw stuff at me, I'll be happy to listen, but like not right now because I don't think this is the place for AT theory crafting.
No, this is definitely the place.
They're going to be talking about
crafting.
AT. We're talking about AT today, so
We are talking about AT today, and we are live, and Arendis is quiet again.
What?
That's all I can say. We went right to the title shot
Dirk
because
just went total robot on me. So
well, Dirk is a robot.
I love that we have MacLeod up there with the live cam, and down there as a cat.
Hey,
supposed
he's
to be
both. Hey, you know what? Hey,
that's definitely.
Oh yeah, no, that's a good point.
How did MacLeod get down there? How the hell did that happen?
Oh, why am I a dinosaur?
Because we took a vote when you weren't here.
But I don't like that dinosaur. Let me get you a better dinosaur.
No, sorry, MacLeod picked it. You're done.
No, I don't play Utah Raptor though. They're nasty. Fuck them.
I'm just saying. MacLeod picked it. He put it in. I mean, you could have voted.
It's the meme.
okay, but that's
the goddamn meme.
I don't like that one.
That's not a Utah Raptor. That's a 40-year-old illustration of a Deinonychus.
The fact that you don't like it just enforces the fact that we're using it.
Yeah. No, I have a much prettier one. Hold on.
I'm sure you'll find a much prettier one. Yes.
But that doesn't mean I'll use it. I mean,
exactly.
Bastards.
Oh, look at how that's magically fixed. Look at that. Arendis is back at the bottom.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happened. I must have been an accidental click or something. I don't know.
Yep.
Sure
Yep.
it is.
Accidental click. Let's see. Yeah, we got Hazitude here. Yeah. Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
I didn't title PTT. So, title PTT.
Yeah.
You did that. Okay.
Haz was an absolute legend and decided and did it for us.
Yeah, but
Thank you very
I think
much,
if you
Hazza.
do it after you start stream, I don't know if it. Who knows? I don't care. Nobody cares. We should rebrand PT Squared. I think.
Oh, I gotta say, by the way, just side note, Theta Thursday had its best viewing ever. We had 450 people on Thursday. It was a lot of fun.
Because you had the new CEO of Goonswarm on for fuck's sake.
I know,
Let's
but I'm just saying, I was very excited.
Your peak viewers officially 383, and your average are 273 viewers.
Okay, it may say that, but the number at the bottom said 450 something. Okay, it may have
saying,
only lasted for 3 minutes.
Stream charts.
I don't want to burst your bubble here, Dawn, but Twitch's sort of displayed number counts are fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And so inaccurate.
Streamer Elements APIs them from Twitch, so there you go. Hey, I just want to point something very interesting out in MacLeod's background here. If you look in the lower left-hand corner, it almost looks like a small mini black toilet.
The fuck?
It does.
Listen,
Yeah.
it's the battle ball for fleets.
That's just
bottom left.
That's emergency,
down,
man.
down there.
Yeah,
yeah. You're right.
It's a bongo and something else. I know, right? But
yeah, it's a conga, and it's my old PC, full tower PC case.
Yeah, you may
my cool
want to
master.
The case looks like the tank, basically.
It blends together such that
it's just so close.
That's kind of funny.
It looks like the emergency fleet, bio juncture.
That's kind of funny.
MacLeod has decided that commode is a better opportunity than just running a battering.
It's one of those bio ones, right?
Honest though, the only one here who's going to be actually spending the money to do that would be Eric. So
no, not even I.
He's the only one.
I'm gonna look this direction.
Money to throw away for that,
right? So my office is right here. Right outside my office is the front door, and right next to that is kind of the mudroom in the restroom right there for the first floor. It is less than 20 feet away.
I have to ask.
Less than 20 feet.
The bathroom
I just have to ask a question real quick. Who does make the nameplates for this show?
That would be MacLeod.
Yeah.
Okay. So
why?
Mac, you misspelled your own alliance name then.
I know. What?
It's also why my name is continuously misspelled on this show. It's
Yeah. By the way, it's
There's a second.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, yeah, I did. Yes, I recall that, and you know what?
He's just never
Are you
fixed it.
committed?
Okay.
I've never fixed it. It's become a quirk of the show.
Like Dirk's to tile over
Like
there?
Dirk's
Like
tile.
Dirk's
Yeah.
Tile, right? Okay.
I'm
It is
putting,
a feature, not a
I
bug.
hadn't noticed it until Calton Former
we
mentioned it, and I wanted to make sure somebody else wasn't disrespecting your alliance.
We'll eventually
find that it's your thing.
I just
we'll
want to
eventually.
note that we are going to put tiles in a new bathroom flooring that we're putting in over here. So yeah.
What
Will
kind
there
of
be
That's
Dirk's
brand name.
We'll eventually have a competition where you have to basically name like 10 quirks of the Push to Talk show.
Find the
Like
mistakes.
anybody who can name 10 quirks of the Push to Talk show
Like
will
the-
get like something.
the
And anyone
forever
on the
battle
panel-
on what cider is?
Can anyone on the panel name 10 full quirks? of the
Yeah,
Push to Talk
yeah,
show?
yeah. We can do it. Let's work together. We can do it together. So we got
Okay,
the
go Dawn.
Yeah,
You
that's
you
cider
are
de-
super
cider
confident
debate.
about this.
so we got the Don Rayo rule. We got the
Okay,
cider
that's good.
debate.
Right,
We got
those two.
everything spelled wrong. What's
What the
That's
spelled
all right.
wrong is
I got at least 3 to 4. We're getting there. I'm sure we
Well,
can find
you
some
said
more.
10. You were like, oh yeah, that's easy.
No,
Let's do
I
this.
said we could work together, not just me.
we can work it out. Okay, sorry. I have to pay a
audio
royalty for
issues.
that.
Always coming in on the show, talking in the middle of
Well, yeah,
you know,
audio issues.
Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
jumping
yeah,
in.
Yeah, that's 5. That's 5.
So we got halfway there.
halfway there.
Talk.
Chat, if you have
so-
any suggestions
so-
that we're not aware of, let us know.
Sothrasil being literally just a silhouette.
I love when
He's just
Sothrasil's a
fine.
silhouette.
He's not a silhouette.
Technical difficulties. There you go. Oh, look.
That was covered under the audio issues thing. That's not a
Yeah.
I don't
separate-
feel like starting the
Most
show
of-
off in the middle of our conversation goes under audio issues, though.
No, that's intentional.
No.
That's a
separate.
6. Okay, so that's 6.
No. You had 5. With
That's 5.
both of those.
That's 5. Yeah.
Yeah,
had
but then we-
technical
but then we had-
difficulties and starting the show mid conversation.
Yeah.
They
Are
came
we
under
actually-
the 5.
Are we actually going to add the Sothrasil thing, even though Soth is clearly visible
Oh.
there and not at all?
No, but he's he's
So
Right.
he's corrected that, but like for a long period of time, we had basically
right,
just
but it's not.
silhouette
so we've
Sothrasil.
got
we
the-
had albinos.
You got 5.
off.
We're halfway there.
no, so we have the cider debate, right? Was the first one I said, but we
Right.
also have Americans candy everything kind of debate as well.
Yeah.
True,
Americans
true.
putting sugar in everything.
Yeah, exactly. That's like another
Yeah.
thing we
So
talk about.
Hold
all
on,
the
hold on.
time.
I'm gonna mute real quick.
Is
Just
that
me.
really a quirk of the show, or just
We've
like
we've not
Well,
talked about it
it's-
multiple
All right,
times.
you didn't mute yourself.
It's fine.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
So we're at 6.
Sorry, I had to
Solid.
make a Instacart order or something.
Are you
Yeah,
ignoring me?
Oh,
Like, food talk is definitely a quirk of this show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
Food-
So
food
that's
talk
7.
in
Yeah,
general.
we'll file the sugar thing under food talk. There you
Okay.
I just want to point out
that's
we now
6.
have
Yeah,
officially
we're at 6.
to the show. We were sponsored
go.
by
Now we're at 6.
Kirkland
Oh,
Protein
Mrs.
Bars.
Eric squeak-
Okay.
Mrs. Eric
Right.
squeaking the door open.
Whoa, you can't do this that early because we're still
Oh,
under the
sorry.
rule.
Okay,
we
we're
can't
okay.
talk about the related
I'll put it down.
topic.
But that was
Yeah,
the
that's
quickest
true. That's
Instacart
true.
delivery I've ever had. So yeah.
So we've got Mrs. Eric always opening the door and squeaking it for Soth.
Yep.
Yeah,
The
that's
squeaking is
that's
a
8.
thing. Yeah.
That's 8. We need
And
2
the
more.
fact- In the fact that I
More
refuse to fix it because it annoys Soth until a new door gets installed there.
Oh,
God
How
knows
about-
when that's going to happen.
well, are having XSplit issues because Eric won't change to OBS. Is that
We were
That's
just
under
discussing
technical
that.
difficulties.
That's under
difficulty.
technical.
Yeah.
Isn't
So
Eric
is
on
So is
ABS?
things like Eric not putting the name of the stream to push talk. It's all technical.
Yep. All technical.
Yeah.
Can I just say, isn't Eric on OBS now to be making use of our video technology?
No.
And
No.
you're
No.
still porting it into XSplit.
Oh, it's super easy. Yeah, but
He
the
is.
problem is since
Oh,
last
wow,
week,
okay.
XSplit has been randomly exploding and just crashing, and I can't figure out
So
why.
it's been splitting.
Well, time to move to
Exploding.
OBS then, Eric.
What's
right, so
soft
we have-
drinking? That's the question of the day here. Water.
Yep, just plain old water.
Water sucks. It really, really sucks. Water. So
Water's
we got
awesome.
what?
You know,
We got
I
8,
have-
right?
So
I
we're
also
on
have-
8. We
I
need
also
to.
have one.
We're looking for 2 more.
One last thing.
Oh yeah, definitely
One
one
last
last thing. Yeah.
No, there are other shows that do that now.
That's not.
Yeah, I know because they
Like-
copied
like,
us.
I just like,
Yeah,
I
they
copied
did.
us.
They
I
did
listened to a show
copy
a
us,
couple of
but
days
it's
ago,
not.
and they were doing this one last thing. It was such a fucking blatant ripoff. They should be
Fuck
ashamed.
you, Arendis.
That's right.
God.
It is absolutely a blatant ripoff, but we can't use it as a unique selling point anymore.
Right.
Yes,
Yes, the meta show is
today.
happening, Theodore. Meta show's back.
Yeah, but in that
we
kind
are
of sense,
also-
technical difficulties isn't a specific quirk of ours. Then.
We haven't-
No. The technical difficulties happen every week. It's absolutely a feature, not a bug. However, the one last things are,
They're features.
they've been copied. They're not like.
Yeah, like
our
intentional
thing
copies
anymore.
means that like we can't claim it anymore.
We've got we haven't had this in a while because he's not been here as much. But for a long time, at least, a quirk was Caleb saying infinite slots was a problem. I feel like was just a staple.
You
where is
said
it?
I mean,
he's
yeah.
gonna be
Caleb
here
needs to
in
come.
like 20 seconds.
Caleb needs to come on the show a lot more often because, like, I think
Caleb has to defend his feature, otherwise
Yeah.
it's not a feature.
I haven't heard from
and
Caleb
we
in forever.
we do miss. I kind of feel like we do miss the whole sort of like no kink shaming.
On the
We
other
miss
hand-
Caleb a lot.
On the
yeah.
other
Oh, of
hand,
course we do.
You
Love
actually
'em.
get to speak now.
This is also true.
I mean, you say that. We can probably talk over you if you really want, Arendis.
The
I
only
don't-
person that has
Hey,
ever
I
stood
mean
up.
Everybody.
Yeah, the only person who has ever stood up to Caleb in terms of like just overarching like velocity and volume of their voice is Dirk. To be completely honest,
Dirk,
Well,
somebody
thank
commented
you.
that you need to stop smoking cigarettes indoors. Is that true?
I don't smoke.
No, that's
So-
Caleb.
That's
Caleb
Caleb.
does that.
Cigarettes
Yeah.
indoors.
Guys,
That's
guys,
Caleb.
guys,
That's what I
I
thought.
know where that comment comes from, and look at that picture. He is clearly outdoors.
Yeah, he's
and-
outdoors, yes, and he does have the little smoker thingy extender thing, whatever the hell that is.
And also, just generally, thank you very much, McLeod, for that compliment. I really appreciate the fact that I can be a replicant of Caleb somewhere in this.
I don't think you have the hair.
you're very welcome.
You don't have the hair.
I take more care of my hair than Caleb does.
A little bit.
The real question, though, is, Dirk, can you grow a beard? Not have you right now, but can you?
I currently have a beard, and therefore, yes, I can grow a beard.
Okay, that's a distinction between you
Oh,
and Caleb.
I have another quirk.
Dawn's cat.
My
Dawn's
cat.
Cats.
cat is a quirk.
The humping cat.
Oh yeah, no, that is for sure.
There we go. That's what, 9,
Right.
10?
I don't know.
We-
Do they
Yeah,
show up on Thursday?
Dawn's cats in heat is definitely one.
She
the-
does sometimes, but usually it's not.
The
Yeah.
cat generally is not quite as horny in the later parts of the day that Theta Thursday serves. But,
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes
It's always
to
right
beard,
after the show, though.
When it comes to the beard, we do at least have witnesses to the beard on the show. So,
Should I go with the Grecian, get the gray out of my goatee? What do you guys think?
Out of
Am
your
I
beard?
being abused as a witness to your beard?
I
Yes.
admit, Eric, I'm gonna be dark.
Yes, you are, smug Rousseau.
I gotta go to in mid-August, so go for it.
What? I didn't hear what you said.
Because-
You were so freaking quiet.
Said, go for it.
Go Grecian, baby. All
There
right.
we
Yeah.
go. I would say another quirk is potentially Orenda's becoming super quiet and then being immensely loud.
I don't understand why the fuck
I-
Discord does this. It's only Discord.
It's because you're from New York.
your mic issues are a feature, I guess, at this point, because
Well,
nobody knows how to fix it.
That's
How
10.
about
It's not-
check out my hand?
The Dawn rule.
The invisible corner there, Eric.
Yeah, that's where my mic is.
Yeah.
Fluffer, the Dawn Rule
Was number 2.
that
I was
quirk.
already on the
It's
list.
it's a very established function of the show, but we're struggling to get to 10. This is the issue.
No, we just did.
Okay.
Yeah,
We just-
Fluffer Hamster
we
said
made it.
no
We
Eve
made
talk
it
at the beginning of an Eve show.
So we have about another 3 or 4 minutes of the Dawn Rule before we can talk about Eve. So, what else has anybody got? Has anybody cooked some nice food?
Oh, I
this
have.
week?
We made
What have
pork
you made?
chops. We did. They were like pork
You
loin
have
cuts.
pictures?
Pork loin
no,
does
I'm
not count
sorry.
as pork chops. You gotta have that.
It's not a
frickin'
pork
bone.
chop. Actually, it might be it. It's the meat off the chop and not with the bone. Anyways, they're pork loin cuts, and I was gonna go over to my sister-in-law's and my brother's just to like hang out with them. And I was
Mhm.
like, I'll bring the chops, and I'm gonna try a marinade. I've never done it before. It was honey, ketchup, soy sauce, garlic, like tons of garlic, ginger, cayenne pepper, and
Okay.
cinnamon, and a couple other few little spices, like tiny bits of spice.
You
in there,
sound
right?
confused about the things that you included here.
It's a long list, okay? I'm trying to remember what I had. But what I did is I put everything in a bag with the meat, rubbed it up together really hard, and then put it in the fridge for like
How did you rub it?
16 hours.
So you marinated it.
Oh,
it,
yeah.
it was marinated.
That's what she
pork.
said.
Heavy marinade.
So,
Like,
one thing with regards to sauces that I found out fairly recently, if you've ever made a sauce and you've kind of like, you've tasted it and there's something missing from it, but like you kind of like play with the ingredients that you got and it just doesn't really kind of work, right? What I've kind of found is like, if you add mustard to it, it's probably the missing ingredient that you're looking
that
for.
was the
'Cause,
thing.
like,
I kept
Dijon
finding
or
recipes
regular?
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I kept finding recipes that needed Dijon mustard, but I didn't have any, so I had to find another recipe. And so, like the
Why
ketchup
didn't
and
you just
everything.
buy some Dijon. It's not
I'm not
like
gonna go
difficult to
drive
get.
out. No,
Honestly,
Look, I'm not
honestly,
going to spend 20 minutes going to the store to buy Dijon mustard, but I can spend an hour and a half online looking for recipes.
It took me 5 minutes to find it, but anyway, so like I brought it over. He grilled it on the grill, and when we ate them, oh my god, they were so. It was almost like, not gonna say like candy coating
Almost
on
like
the outside, but
orgasms.
it was so good. And he was like, "This is like my brother. Normally we eat like pre-made marinades on stuff. I never like they don't normally like make up their own." And he's like, "This is fucking amazing. You need to bring this over more often." I was like, I used everything I already had in my fridge. So
Why would you
that's-
not just make your own? This is the
because
thing,
like so
right? I don't get people who don't enjoy cooking. Why would you
No,
not
so-
enjoy making good
Jerk,
food?
you got to remember, some things require you to have. So if you're not sure you like a flavor profile and you want to try it out without having to commit to buying like 30 different spices or whatever, however many items that maybe you're never going to use again,
I
and have your fridge filled up.
I have never made food that required 30 different spices.
Okay, well, I had to put in.
actually function.
You know what I mean.
have.
Hyperbole.
but the
I'm
thing is-
sorry.
The thing is, you have those spices anyway for other food you make, because if you cook regularly, then you have a fucking spice board full of spices.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly,
and that's what we're
And the thing
getting
is,
to,
if
but
you
they don't do that.
if you don't use those spices, they just end up becoming flavorless and like terrible. So use them.
Well, this is the point, Matt. If you use them,
Yeah, but if you use them regularly, you should be fine.
Yeah, exactly. So why?
But the
would
point
you not
is,
just
use them.
Make it yourself.
Yeah, but not everyone does that.
Why
Not
do you
everyone-
not make food regularly for yourself, for others?
Not
Like,
everyone likes to do that.
So not everyone likes to do that, but like it generally ends up being like, for what you're making, on a long timeline, it's actually a lot cheaper than using,
I will
all that
guarantee-
other stuff.
I will
it's
guarantee.
cheaper. It
It is
tastes
cheaper.
better. It's more.
Right, but-
The only thing it
towards what you
requires is
enjoy.
yeah.
Why
it's
would you not
healthier.
do this?
The only thing that
healthier.
requires more, like it requires you to actually, run, like have a recipe or find recipes. Like it is, if anything, the kind of difference, aside from the cost, is the time that you need to make it. Like that's really the only big difference.
I will share something.
If you don't have the time, then pre-made is always a pretty good choice. But like
the thing about the time is a fair point, but also slow cooking.
I
that is true.
If
you can,
so if you if you cook
over
every
10 hours,
day,
it's easy.
if you
I will say that like you can.
Then motherfucker.
Go for it, Smart. Go for it.
Right. The time thing really depends on how you do it. If you cook
Hey, look,
every
Caleb.
day a fresh meal, then yes, it takes more time. But if you cook for 2 or 3 days in advance, then the time you need for it is comparable to, something store-bought.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
The other thing on that front is that you can cook like a couple different things at the same time and then alternate them across days. Because if you cook something and then shove it in the fridge at the right setting of your fridge, it'll keep for a week. So you can alternate days, or you can freeze some of it and be perfectly happy to just like yank something out of the freezer and defrost it if you need something quick. Like, home cooking is great. It's fantastic. More people should do that shit.
There's a YouTube channel, by the way, that does this kind of stuff really, really well. Like if anybody out there knows of a content creator on YouTube called Ethan Chablowski, like he does a lot of really good stuff with that. Like in that frame of mind, I would definitely recommend you all to go check him out.
So I put the recipe in Fleet Chat, not Fleet Chat.
Fleet Chat.
Okay.
Sorry, Twitch Chat. For those of you who want to try it,
That's it.
I didn't have Worcestershire sauce.
How do you not have Worcestershire sauce?
I don't
I
use it on my steak.
Wait.
I somehow have two.
She doesn't have Dijon mustard. She's probably just got ketchup and mayonnaise. Okay.
I don't like mayo.
And yellow mustard. Jesus.
She doesn't even have mayonnaise. What the fuck
Merrick
is going
Whip?
wrong with you, Dawn?
Well, to be completely honest, if you know what you're doing, you can make mayonnaise super fucking easily.
No, but like I have, soy sauce.
You just need an immersion blender and
tons of garlic
and a couple eggs.
A couple of eggs and some oil.
Yeah.
I've got plenty of stuff, like, and I've been adding spices as I need them. Like, I have a bunch of different like peppers now, like different like dark pepper, chili powders, and things like that. I just got some ground ginger finally because this recipe wants it. I didn't have it for it when I made it, but I've decided it was cheap. I bought it, so now I have a container of it. I've been using more and more spices in my cooking, but you don't understand. Like, I mostly do buy like pre-made food or like frozen food or something like that. I'm trying to challenge myself this year too. Last year, when I moved, and this year to like.
This is what we're trying to get at, right? We're trying to get at the easy stuff that you can do in 25 minutes if you want.
That's too long already.
Not just for you, but for the audience.
And Worcestershire.
I don't know.
Worcestershire. What?
Worcestershire.
That need it. So this was the first recipe I've come across that needed it, and I was like, "Well, I don't have it, so oh well." And it came out great anyway. So
Dawn, you will add it to your hamburgers. You will add it to your meatloaf.
I've had Worcestershire. I like that sauce. It's just
Worcester.
No,
Worcestershire. Basically, the Shire of Worcester. The Shire of Worcester. That's all you need to remember it as. The Shire
Everybody
of
knows
Worcester.
it's Worcestershire sauce.
Unless you're in Boston, in which case it's Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
It's Worcester.
Because Bostonians pronounce Worcester weird.
Okay, it's
not
Eve
Worcester,
time.
it's Worcester.
They really emphasize the
Can I eat my protein bar now?
Yes.
All right.
Worcestershire.
No, of course he can't eat his protein bar yet because we haven't hit that point. Because Dawn here is trying to sidetrack us.
Yeah.
With food that is very simple, but apparently takes too long if it takes 20 minutes.
Kirkland protein bars. No prep time.
All right, that is true.
All right,
and today we're having chocolate chip cookie dough.
No prep time, Kirkland protein bars. Why are we eating Kirkland protein bars?
Because
here?
I need them for my brain muscles.
Is there a reason?
No, not Eric. Horrendous. Why is Eric eating Kirkland protein bars
Erik is eating
on the show.
Erik is eating Kirkland protein bars, and Erik, I'm going to put something in staff only for you to link real quick. All right.
All right.
Erik is eating Kirkland protein bars to celebrate the new era of fleet doctrines in Goonswarm.
Hey.
What? How am I gonna link that?
Put that image on screen. Put that image on screen.
All right.
As of today,
you know what? I won't because I don't want to risk the crash.
Will contain Kirkland protein bars.
Every ship will be fully cargo expanded. It will carry giant secure containers, a prototype cloak, and a mobile depot. Every ship.
And
long live Asher Elias.
Are the expanders for all the refits?
Yes.
I mean, this is really the point here.
Your Tempest Fleet issue will be shield tanked. It will go over 2K, and it will have refits that include no less than 50 different E-War modules, all refitted simultaneously.
It hurts so much.
So
it's so true.
We've skipped over an announcement fact that we need to make here.
No, I just made the announcement.
Do we?
No, you didn't make the announcement.
Because Asher Elias is now our Supreme Leader.
There we go. That's the announcement that you skipped over.
Which is why the battleship has had its guns removed and replaced with cruise launchers. No Asher Elias missiles.
This is where we're at, guys. This is where we're at, viewers. We hope you enjoy the fact that Orendis is more concerned about his fittings than he is about the new Imperator.
Hey!
Which is, of course, Asher Elias, that person who leads the SIG that does not exist. He is a fantastic individual. He made a great speech earlier in the week. If you missed it, I'm sure we have a link somewhere. Someone will find a link. It may be me in a little while.
It's up on INN.
He's really looking to shift the way we approach conflict in EVE Online. He's looking to try and make sure that EVE Online is a place where we can have fun again, which is difficult given current CCP situation.
That is the wrong Dirk. This is not drunk Dirk.
I'm not drunk. I am Dirk, but I am not drunk. I'm just trying to make sure that we get the news out here before Orendis goes back to yelling about fittings.
Dirk, if you want that stuff to be emphasized, you don't talk to the fitting guy.
Well,
go get somebody from Minitrue.
Hey,
if you want your propaganda out there.
Come make fittings for my AT team.
Go get somebody from CD if you want the diplomatic picture out there.
Hey, look, I don't do that.
Somebody who's really in CD, not who's just been like sitting there saying he's in CD and not doing any goddamn work for years.
Whoa! Don't.
This is sounding a bit aggressive here.
It sounds like you're trying to attack me on that, and I would also remind you that I'm currently retired from CD, so fuck you.
He doesn't have to give a fuck anymore.
Dirk just walked by the dugout and gave Orendis the finger. That's what just happened.
When did Dirk have to give a fuck?
But this is where we're at.
I mean, that is a good point.
Elias is now the Imperator.
He walked by the stadium from outside because he's retired. He ain't in the game.
I've only been retired for a couple of months.
I'm out, bitches.
Okay. I've only been retired for a couple of months, so they still let me on the field during the game. Sure. No, they don't.
You're a little close to your mic, Orendis. Pull it back in there.
I've not moved since you people were bitching that I was too quiet.
You people.
It's a headset fucking mic.
He's suddenly louder than he was a while back, and nobody knows why. But here we are, Asher Elias, new Imperator. We have a Warring Catch going on. Does anybody know anything about the Warring Catch? What's happening here?
We put a keep star down.
Warring Catch? Is that like Warren Buffett?
We aggressively put a keep star down.
Warren Buffett's keep star and catch.
And Tess think they can fly shit they just.
Who's Tess?
Anything? Tess can think.
I didn't know they were a thing.
Test is clearly Dawn Rhea's image today.
That's actually genius.
How the fuck are we only like 32 minutes in or something? Oh man.
Oh,
You clearly haven't talked long enough, Dirk.
Well, I'm just here going like we've had this argument about Asher being the new executor of Goonswarm, and we're still only like half an hour in.
We're not having an argument. So
we haven't yet got into the discussion of Goonswarm's new gimmick, though.
Yeah, that's true.
The new gimmick being the...
Yeah, we're trying to find a new gimmick.
We're trying to find a gimmick. That will be the gimmick. You watch.
So we are now going to be doing a new gimmick every quarter. But
the gimmick is trying to find space in our cargo holds for all the refits.
And I hope that we stick to like real quarters and not CCP quarters, which could be 7 months.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows how long a quarter is according to CCP. But
what's a quarter? It's just an arbitrary period of time.
By the way,
exactly.
I want to point out that McLeod is in his be right back phase. That means that really is a toilet in his room. He had to. Just pointing that out.
So I'm very excited that Asher is in charge. Many people were like trying to guess, and for Theta, it came down to Asher and Merkelchen were like the top two choices. Asher said on Thursday that Merkelchen would have been a good choice. I completely agree as well. But I think Asher's going to do a good job. He's very personable. Usually tries to make sure that everyone's having a good time. And hearing his disappointed dad voice is the most depressing thing I've ever heard. I felt so bad the one time I've heard it. So he really
hopefully that motivates you to not disappoint him.
Yeah, don't disappoint Asher. I look forward to more people getting to get to know Asher as well as some of us have over the years in fleets, because he's definitely fun to fly with. Maybe not everybody's cup of tea, but
hopefully if Asher says to you, "I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed," is more soul crushing than soul crushing lag.
I'd rather have lag than anything else.
I just feel sorry for everyone who has always retreated to no chatter, because they're just screwed now.
Well,
good point.
That's really the thing.
Yeah.
Like the command chat is no longer command chat. The command chat is just public bullshit.
Well, so we did ask Asher about that, like what he expects for changes coming up on how he like handles fleets and stuff, because he's always been either the Sky Marshal or one of the head FCs or something, usually leading fleets, and that was his focus. Sometimes jumping between fleets, if he's got a couple fleets to coordinate. But now
that's right. You had him on ripping off Push to Talk Thursday this week, didn't you?
Yeah. Uh-huh. And he volunteered for that. I mean, Greg asked him like 8 times, but he actually like volunteered to come on, and it was a good show.
How do you go from ask 8 times to volunteered?
You fundamentally changed.
He said no 8 times, and then he was like, yeah. Then he was like,
so
then he reached out
and
him
said, into it.
No, I didn't. I kept
telling
Greg
to
shut.
I
told Greg to shut the fuck up and stop asking, because, like, if somebody says no once, it's rude to keep asking.
The word Dawn is.
Asher realized he was telling Greg no, and he didn't want to get a really bad cat.
But then the other fundamental flaw that you made, by the way, Dawn, is to fundamentally change what Theta Thursday was to accommodate Asher. And Asher, was expecting regular Theta Thursdays because he's seen Theta Thursdays, and he expected that to be the case. So what the fuck? What the fuck, Dawn?
Well, we had a great show.
What are you doing?
Before Dawn talks about the changes that they made to the format to accommodate Asher, I'm just gonna suggest that Asher was bullied into his appearance.
No, he said no.
And we wouldn't bully Asher to come on. He's welcome to come on whenever he wants.
Bully tiered.
And I'm sure he can.
Let's be clear. We didn't even ask him. We don't even want him. I mean, no. I just say no.
Also, he's in meetings. Right?
Well, I wouldn't say we wouldn't want him. Like, it's not whether we want him or not. It's just, that was. We'll do our thing.
Hey, and we have a rule.
Yeah, we'll do our thing, and he's welcome to come on if he wants to.
Yep,
it's totally cool.
That's what we always do.
In fairness, Horrendous bully tiered is a better portmanteau than bullied. I will give you that.
It's snappier, yeah.
It's a far better portmanteau, yeah.
Volunteered. I like that one. That's
yeah.
So I do want to check with the rest of you. How are the rest of you guys feeling about this choice or this change? Like, is everybody excited? Anyone worried? Because most people that I've talked to are excited, but I have had a couple people like
the whole if you're in Goonswarm to keep your Titans safe, and Goonswarm is now not the place for you to be, was an interesting thing to say and quite an exciting thing to say in actual fact, I think.
Yes.
I am incredibly thrilled by this because it just shows that they're smart enough not to make me in charge.
Half the Alliance would be gone out the door already if you were in charge, not because they didn't want to be here, but because you didn't want to deal with their dumb bullshit. I feel like.
Are you kidding me? That would have been like my first act. Just like, all right, time for me to give you guys what you deserve. And we're done. Bye.
The least you would do would probably be like, okay, well, I know that half you are arseholes, so like we're literally going to be cutting this the pop down in half.
It'd be like Ari Gold when he bought over his old firm. He'd be in there with the paintball gun.
No, it'd just be straight up. Listen, I can't separate the people here I hate from the people here I don't. So you're all fired.
we're gonna strip everything down, and then I'm gonna rebuild it the way I want it. Right?
Fortunately, Goonie, he's not looking to be a god emperor.
Whoa!
Yeah,
Dawn, you're going a bit too optimistic there. Horrendous wouldn't rebuild anything. Horrendous would be put in charge, ban everyone, and call it good. Like,
yeah.
No necessity to interact anymore. Just
like
ban everyone and it's done.
The last person out the door would be Atrum because I'd at least be nice enough to let him ban me.
No. Oh, okay. All right. But either way, the lights would be turned off if Horrendous was in charge.
No, the lights would still be on. There'd just be nobody in the house.
Yeah, there you go.
So
he's not even going to be environmentally friendly about it.
Hell no.
He's just going to be a dick.
So we've had discussions all week about, or the past few days, I guess technically, about what we can kind of expect for changes between the leadership styles of Mittani versus Asher, because they're, I would say, very polar opposites in some of their approaches. And we asked Asher, like, is it, the metagame stuff, is that going to be something that you're going to be big into? And he said he's going to try to keep most things in game. I know Asher is good friends, or it communicates with a lot of the enemy FCs and stuff. So I know he still has rapport with the other side, but I think we're going to see a lot more like, let's go shoot them in the face kind of stuff versus maybe the emboldened speeches, which some people, like, I don't know about you, but during the war, I was going through a freaking roller coaster of emotions, because literally for like 3 days of the week, I'd be like, we're gonna lose. I don't want to move my stuff. And then Firesides would like just somehow like reinvigorate my, like, yeah, we can do it, guys. We're getting there. We can do this. Do we think Asher is going to be able to do that if like something dire starts happening? Or is it?
Yeah.
Asher has Asher's a really great choice because he has the charisma and he has the name recognition, right? So there's a lot of question about.
I mean, look at his speech this past Thursday, right? That's him on basically his first actual read through without practicing it and without a lot of public speaking experience like that. So he'll get better at that, and he already did pretty well. So yeah, I expect he'll be fine.
The thing from my perspective is that Asher isn't engaged in the metagame as much. He's not as interested in the. I'll be honest. I'm not worried about the diplomatic sphere, because obviously Goonswarm has always stuck to its diplomatic agreements, and that will no doubt continue. It's a big part of who we are, our existence, and the way we approach other groups in EVE Online. But Asher has always had a focus on the actual EVE conflict, rather than trying to maneuver around in the metagame. Asher would rather just get on and do it in the game and engage people in the game. And I think that's going to be really useful going forward, because realistically, if we look at the people on the panel here and the way we approach EVE Online, what we think about tranquility and its future, it's not particularly positive from us. It hasn't been for a couple of years. We know that CCP are not doing what, at the very least, we think would be a very positive move to help sustain the game. So even if we're on a downward spiral, Asher is going to be really great to eke every little part of content out of that downward spiral. Asher's always going to be there, looking to find the fights, looking to find the interactions between players on tranquility.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you to clarify one thing for the audience. I think we know what you're meant. Downward spiral. Define that.
EVE Online itself is struggling with the PCU. It's struggling with income, from what we can tell. It just generally, CCP Games and the EVE Online experience, from the developers, the developer focus is not where it needs to be to sustain and rebuild the player base. So we're a terrible, we're a declining player base in terms of numbers and in terms of funding towards CCP. We have to accept that. We've been talking about this, as I say, on this panel for years. I think Asher is the sort of leader who will eke every single fight and every single measure of enjoyment out of what CCP still have to offer, even as we go towards a point where EVE is no longer economically viable.
Yeah, it may be by design, Goonie, but it's not intentionally by design. If you look at the ISK velocity versus the ISK supply on the MER every month, you see that the disparity between them keeps getting bigger and bigger. We're looking at a situation where there isn't enough economic activity to sustain the economy already. We're seeing production of certain types of things start to get consolidated as producers eat one another. And if this doesn't reverse really quick, we're in a really bad place and it's just going to collapse. As far as a couple of the other issues you brought up, like Asher's an FC, that's my number one issue. It's Asher's number one issue too. He doesn't think that that's really a great position for us to be in. He's said it a couple times now. So I expect that he's mostly looking at getting us back to a place where the majority of the members trust the majority of leadership, and then we can move forward. That's his priority.
And yeah, I'm very happy. I'm just gonna say that while fleet command leadership and the whole military leadership is not great for a coalition overall. In the current context, it's possibly the best thing we have in terms of driving activity, driving player engagement. I've not resubbed. I've been subbed on my main character. I've not resubbed any of my economic alts following Ash's speech. But Ash's speech was really great in terms of just suggesting that we can do more to continue to invigorate the EVE community, our community, if not anybody else, right? If we as goons go forth and we can't spark that engagement in our enemies, then we can't spark it. And we're on a downward spiral anyway, so who gives a shit? But if we can spark it, we can maybe make EVE last another year, another 2 years. The issue isn't the players, though some of our metagaming does negatively impact EVE Online sometimes. The issue is CCP and their leadership. If CCP can't get their leadership to realize that what they're doing is fucked up and wrong, we're condemned anyway. And so we should really just be riding everything down to the best of our ability. Which also leads me to the fact that the AT was announced today.
The AT?
Or yesterday. Yesterday. We're going to be seeing AT-18 in early October and then mid-November. There's going to be a feeder round in early October, and then the primary tournament is happening in mid-November.
Didn't we just have an AT this year?
No, we had an Anger Games this year.
You see
last year. But with the AT,
Anger Games. Anger Games, which we also call the testing chamber for the AT now.
Just not really anything to do, nothing similar to the AT at all. Never mind the scale and the people involved and everything. Nah, the Anger Games is worthless compared to the AT. But
never mind all the rules they are adopting from us.
Yeah, all 2 of them that were announced in the announcement post rather than the rules post that's coming next week. But, yeah, so generally, if we can support the EVE community to do anything as we slowly face the decline, if we can eke any fun out of it, we should. Which is why I bring up the AT, because the AT is going to be a ton of fun for hundreds of players. Literally hundreds of players. And yeah, when the US time zone can't get over 14,000 concurrent users, why shouldn't 600 people have fun with the AT in US time zone? Never mind the people in the EU time zone and AU time zone, and just... Am I accepting that CCP is not willing to do what it takes to bring back players? I have been accepting that CCP does not understand what to do to bring back players for 2 years at least.
My concern is that, like, what have they demonstrated to showcase that they are wanting to bring back players?
It's so debated in Twitch chat. Also brings up the point that Rookie Chat has 5k players. Okay, so Rookie Chat has 5k players.
But that's new players.
If you're in Rookie Chat, you're a player who has been playing EVE Online for less than 30 days. That's the limitation for Rookie Chat.
No.
Is that not the limitation?
Character that has only existed for less than 30 days.
Right, okay, so you're a character that has only existed for less than 30 days.
So many people in Rookie Chat are just alts that can't close it yet.
Okay, so here's the point.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I'm gonna throw the US time zone stat out there again because 14,000 concurrent users in US time zone as an average is pretty significant. But if you've got 5k players, some of which will be alts, in rookie chat, and you've only got, say, 14k in the US time zone concurrent user base, you're talking about 40% of the characters logged into EVE Online are players that are less than 30 days. Which, to me, leads to the idea that CCP are running pump and dump. Get new players in, pump them for cash for 2 months, 3 months. When those players decide they don't want to play anymore, just let them go and pump the new players that are coming in. We've been talking about veteran changes, changes to the game for veteran players for how many years now? How many of them have we seen been implemented? I think the silence states volume here. What else do you want to? What else do you want to hear, right? Like the faction warfare changes that we heard about at FanFest that are still being talked about and touted. They were an elevator pitch at FanFest, and we haven't heard anything about the specifics yet. We're 2 months after FanFest.
We don't even know how many people are working on that, right? It could just be CCP Aurora on her own.
Like, it was an elevator pitch at FanFest. We're now 2 months after FanFest and we haven't heard anything. And this is apparently due to be launched in November. 4 months away.
The first bit.
Oh, I mean, they were on preliminary, sort of design phases.
4 months away, and we haven't heard shit about what we're going to see as a faction warfare change.
Well, Dirk.
Nothing concrete at the very least.
Come on now. We've had serious issues with CCP in the past, and they've, sent people out to listen to our questions. And I'm just gonna give you the advice that we got the last time. Wait for FanFest.
Yep.
FanFest next year, which is happening.
Didn't we just have FanFest? I'm just
wait for FanFest.
I mean,
yeah, but wait for FanFest. Yeah, exactly.
The next FanFest is more than 12 months away because they moved it to the autumn for some reason.
Yeah, but wait for FanFest.
Like,
not wanting to sound like a broken record, but yeah, wait for FanFest.
What does CCP want from us? Like, I'm so happy.
They want you to wait for FanFest.
Well, fair. I mean, I really could enjoy the AT to the end of time, and I'm a little bit traumatized from the last AT and the effort I put in, and I'm wondering why I'm putting in the same amount of effort already for this AT. I've had 3 meetings with my co-captain for this AT in the last 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But
I will say this, as far as the faction warfare changes go.
What else are we supposed to do?
We don't know how well the faction warfare changes are going to be able to be exported to the rest of the game. We don't know how well the frontline system is going to work.
We don't know what the faction warfare changes are going to be.
Hang on. I'm getting there. All right. I do, however, believe that when the faction warfare changes actually go live, whatever century that ends up being, they will be done well. Because while we don't know who's working on it at CCP, I do trust the CSMs who are focused on it to be riding pretty close watch over what's going on there.
I damn well hope so.
Yeah, I mean, not all of the CSMs, give a shit about faction warfare, obviously. Not all of them know anything about faction warfare. But we've got one or two in there who do, and will be able to, police what's going on pretty well. Whether or not CCP listens, I don't know, but Aurora has a good track history in that regard. So
Yeah, that is true, actually. So there is light at the end of the tunnel.
maybe.
Theoretically.
Maybe.
It's a question of how far off the light is. And
it's a question
Ryan,
of
I
what...
mean,
And whether
yes,
that light is just another train coming in the opposite direction.
Missioning is a whole other aspect of this that needs to get overhauled, and hopefully it will be included here. But who the hell knows at this point?
I'm going to go ahead and call the light at the end of the tunnel just a flamethrower, because
I was
pretty much what's going on there.
I was wondering whether the light at the end of the tunnel is just another train coming the other direction.
I mean, that's also an option. You could be about to get... Yeah, you could be burned alive, you could be about to get run over, who knows, but it's not going to be good.
Yeah.
But Key Orion in Twitch chat, talking about some of our CSM has said a lot of crap about mission warfare in stream. And I assume they're talking about Rampage Inc. Merkelchen, Brisk, and Innominate.
Merc's not a CSM now.
Talking about these things. And that's a very fair point. Yes, mission warfare has been fucked for years. We've been telling CCP that mission warfare has been fucked for years. When they say that new players exist and they get into tutorials, that the new player experience has never been the thing that drives people away. The new player experience is fine. The mission situation, the career missions for a start are horrendous, and they drive people away. And then
once my name into this.
And I said horrendous, not horrendous.
Right. Sorry.
But they are horrendous. And when you get to missions after the career missions, they're also just god-awful. They're grindy as fuck. They're very repetitive.
Yeah, and they're fundamentally 2003 content.
And we're still talking about this.
Yeah.
In 2020.
Yeah, and, let's just keep in mind that, our CSMs at the moment consist of Angry, Kaz, and Brisk. Oh, and Pando.
I'm Pando.
So, I don't know about how well they're talking about mission warfare.
But the fact is that people have been yelling about mission warfare for how many years now? And CCP they're just not listening. This is the fundamental issue. They just aren't listening to the communication that they are receiving. It's not making it to the people who make the decisions. And I want to be very clear here. The people who make the decisions are not CCP Fozzy or CCP Rise or the community team. It's people like CCP Hilmar and CCP Ratatouille and CCP Burger.
Yeah.
It's the creative directors, it's the design directors, it's the CEO or the executive producer, which is absolutely Hilmar and not, no matter what they might try and tell you, CCP Manbjorn, because CCP Manbjorn is an empty suit.
I don't believe he exists.
Like, I know the person exists, but we've never seen him. He's nothing but an empty suit for CCP Hilmar. And these people are the people who make the decisions about what the game designers work on, what the developers work on. And they are not listening. They don't understand the fundamental process of what EVE Online even is.
Well, actually, let's take a moment here to address something that's just come up in the chat. In any other game, they have expansions, and these expansions carry on with stories. But how many arcs does EVE have?
EVE has
actually
too many
has
arcs.
a lot of story arcs that have been going on for a very long time and are constantly getting updated.
There are a ton of arcs that are potential expansions.
You never see them because CCP is absolute shit at communicating to the players what the hell is going on.
I mean, you want to talk about the Triglavians? That was one 3-year story arc.
No, that's not done.
And it's not done. I'm not saying that it's done. I'm just saying it was a 3-year story arc for the expansion.
There is currently fighting going on between the state and the Federation over an Edencom facility that spontaneously decloaked in one of the faction warfare systems in, I think it's Blackrise. And the Trigs have been attacking it too. Nobody knows this shit. So what's going on? How do you get stuck in? How do you interact with that storyline? Well, the answer is you don't. Not really.
That CCP are doing that separate from player interaction.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that this storyline is now leading in a direction that will pull players in and give them a way to get into it. But who the hell knows? Like the story team has been running on a skeleton crew for over a decade. At one point, it was literally one paid employee and a bunch of volunteers. It may still be, I don't know. We haven't checked in with DZ lately. But, you don't... You have to go three layers through their menus just to get to what is actually happening in universe on the webpage.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's pretty fucking terrible.
The CCP just generally have some of the best storyline developers around. They are literally building a storyline universe that has encompassed comic books. It's encompassed EVE Online itself. It's created changes. That there is so much just history and lore that you can investigate in EVE Online, but the developers don't want to use it, and they don't want to let players interact with it, such that we are left talking about, okay, we had the Triglavian storyline 2 years ago, and we haven't seen shit since. We haven't seen changes to ships since. They could tie in ship balance changes to the lore easily, and used to. Like, that there is so much opportunity within the storyline and the wider universe that is EVE that just gets ignored.
It never gets to the players. Never gets to the players. They don't even have it. They don't even have what's going on in the universe on the fucking launcher. We've been begging them to put it on the launcher. No shit. Since they introduced the launcher.
That's ridiculous.
It's and I mean, this sort of level of communication isn't just about the lore and the storyline. CCP announced that they were closing the Alliance Tournament Discord yesterday.
Hold on. They announced the Alliance Tournament, then they closed the Discord.
Closing the Discord.
No. That's the way you would expect it, right?
They announced the closing of the Alliance Tournament Discord via an ISD member about 20 minutes before they announced this year's Alliance Tournament. So, hey, everyone who's been waiting for an Alliance Tournament announcement, we're closing this Discord. There was no, like, okay, this is a time-delayed thing where we're going to be closing this Discord in 2 weeks and moving it to wherever. There was no communication along that lines. It was just, we're closing this Discord and nobody had roles to post anything in that Discord. And then
Honestly,
about 20
Vinny,
minutes later,
sometimes we ask the exact same question. Why
and,
does this and the follow-up of why the hell does CCP not want our money?
yeah, about 20 minutes
Yeah, that's a
after
constant
they
thing.
announced the closing,
Look at all the
they
stuff they're
announced
going
the
to be
alliance
doing with
tournament.
Interbucks. All right, all the stuff that you're going to be getting through the new system with the allegiances with Interbucks. None of that is stuff that you can get with Plex because, well, I guess they don't want our money.
I mean, realistically, you're talking about it in a different way because you should be referring to it as inter-crypto Ponzi. But
No, they have made statements that indicate this was not going to originally be a crypto thing, and absent evidence, I have to take them at their word. I may be skeptical, but I have to take them at their word.
yeah, like if you're gonna close down a Discord server that is specifically related to a player event, you want to announce the next player event and say, hey, we're closing down this Discord to consolidate our moderation efforts before you announce the fact, before you close the Discord, effectively, right? The Discord still exists, just nobody can post on it. But why the fuck could you not put the devlog out, say, hey, we're going to be closing this Discord as per the devlog, and then close the Discord?
This is like, paying other people.
It's PR 101.
It's like paying your renters to rent from you.
It's really just...
My brain hurts now, Dirk.
Management.
Dirk, you're not allowed to talk about this shit anymore. My brain hurts. All right?
My brain hurts too. This is why I'm bringing it up and sharing the load.
You're sharing the pain.
Commander, it's not Aurum. Aurum you could buy.
Oh,
this
man.
is Aurum that they can't get money for.
Yeah.
Details.
What the fuck?
Yeah, the whole thing where the Interbucks thing, yeah, you can't buy them. You have to earn them by playing the game.
And don't get me wrong, I think the ability to earn them by playing the game is a good thing. It will encourage people to play the game, but you need to have a certain amount of it in circulation before it's really going to be useful.
It encourages the new players that they're dragging in to play the game, because the 2-month-old players who have decided that they're just getting milked for their cash are gone again. Ooh. And we're all here as, 3, 4, 5-year veterans of the game. I don't know. I don't want to necessarily talk about Dawn necessarily, but I think everybody else is at least a 5-year.
I've been here for 6 years. Okay,
I think since 2009.
Started in 2016.
So here we are as everyone here, at least 5-year veterans of EVE Online, telling them, hey, this is how we would like to give you money. This is where you're going wrong. And they just can't hear it. They or won't hear it.
We've been telling them, please do this and we will throw money at
for
you
years
until we run out, for years. And they have refused to do it for years.
Where is my I can construct a Rifter model and paint it myself? Where is that?
I had to check. I've been playing since 2006.
Yeah.
Jesus, Eric. And I will admit, all right, the whole plastic model kit thing, there is there is a question of scale involved there, because those molds are expensive. You know what's less expensive? Here. This is a downloadable set of specs to 3D print one.
Yeah.
You're going to make me buy a 3D printer now?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not going to make you buy a 3D printer, but if you've already got one or you know somebody who has one.
Yeah. You buy the license and you print it. Fair enough.
So,
how many people would buy the license? A lot of people.
Yeah.
I know Soth would probably pay somebody to buy the license and print a Macarial.
Can I?
Oh yeah,
Oh, get a yawn.
Probably.
I can see. I can see Soft, downloading and printing material for sure.
So,
You print a fleet of them.
Soth's real question would be, how do I scale this up so I can fit it over my car?
it would probably be
No,
more aerodynamic than his car.
Not car, right?
You're not. No.
No, you definitely don't want to do it on a bike, Soth.
No, it definitely. It already has the front part where the front wheel can go between, right?
It's too
But,
wide.
yeah.
You can't lean.
Plus, you don't want somebody, filming you accidentally, crashing that.
Like the first time you try to take
That would be
at any
hilarious.
speed, you would just completely shred one side of the ship.
I mean, my bike is already pretty wide.
No.
But this would be completely ripping off sections of the hull, man.
You're talking about a model that would be as wide as a car, but you're trying to take a corner as a bike.
Yeah. I mean, it's a Macarial. It's fucking huge. It'd be like trying to put a Barghest on a bike, which you should not do because you might quickly get airborne.
The Barghest you use as a fucking pan.
Don't do that with the plastic of the print. But yeah, this is the thing, right?
Oh my god! Can you see that, Dirk? I mean,
you can do
Soft's absolutely right. A little freaking, or not necessarily a pan because you don't have the lip, but a spatula, a Barghest spatula.
Also, you can do metal 3D printing. So
if they could do the whole cooking safe rubberized spatulas in the shape of a Barghest,
absolutely,
I'd buy it.
Of course you would.
This is half the thing, right? We want to buy this shit, CCV. We want to.
The only thing that prevents us from buying stuff like that is one, you putting it together, and two, not charging an absolute fortune for it, or charging the same amount for the actual thing for the for actually delivering it. If I'm buying a spatula, but it costs me twice as much as a spatula to actually get it delivered, then I ain't buying a fucking spatula.
I don't want to buy a spatula.
Oh my god!
EVE Online through America to then come to the UK.
That was so ridiculous. Their old shipping model was so ridiculous.
It was fucking. It was just completely insane.
You've got the Barghest spatula, right? And let's say it's at a reasonable price. How many people in Goonswarm are going to buy one of those just to give it to Kunmi at Vegas?
Oh man, so many. But this is the thing, right? I used to. They used to have.
Oh my god, that fucking floating Nix. That was not CCP's fault. That was the guys that they were dealing with. But yeah, that was a fucking clusterfuck.
The floating Nix is not them, but here's an actual fact of their shipping model. Previously, they used to have on their EVE shop a watch that was built by handmade, built in Iceland. If you wanted to buy one of these watches on the EVE store, the watch would be sent from Iceland to somewhere near New York in a distribution center.
Yep.
To then be sent back to to Europe. And then it would make its way to you wherever you were. As it turns out, the shipping on this handmade watch would be about half the cost of the handmade watch itself.
Yeah. The shipping model was ridiculous to anywhere in Europe, which is really fucking stupid for a country in Europe.
Yeah. You'd be talking about a watch that costs €300, suddenly requiring a 550 euro investment because it had to go to America before it got shipped to you.
Eric.
Yes.
Before any of your drivers can deliver packages, they have to take them to Philadelphia and bring them back.
That would make a lot of sense. By the way, I wouldn't put it past Amazon.
I'm just gonna go
You
ahead
should
and
see some of the
say
route designs. We should go over that sometime. Route designs.
That, by the
I
way,
mean,
not for the show, but
I have no.
I have another show quirk.
I have no idea whether you know this or not, but like considering that you have a bit of knowledge about Amazon in that kind of way, how difficult would it be for CCP to put together an Amazon store, like for distribution in various countries for various items?
You can't imagine how easy that is. But I've looked into doing it for investment purposes and things like that, right? Super easy to do. I mean, Amazon takes a percent. I mean, they do. But, basically ship all your shit. Amazon keeps it in their warehouse and then distributes it throughout.
You know what the really funny thing is?
Yeah.
After X number of years of saying that players can't do anything like that, CCP have given a license to Rix Javix to actually produce EVE Online merchandise and ship it at reasonable prices. CCP have now engaged a long-term player to create merchandise and sell it on behalf of them.
He's been working through it for a long time. In fact, he just had his EVE Pittsburgh a couple weeks ago. I think I was on vacation.
Oh, yeah.
He lives about 20 minutes from me, just so you guys know.
He's been doing his own designs and stuff, but no, now he's officially licensed to use EVE assets.
Oh, right? I believe.
CCP didn't want to give him the assets for a long time, but then they realized that actually the fan made. I'm gonna describe it as fan made.
They realized that if they licensed
the fan made shit was making more money than they were.
And if they officially license it, it's not threatening their copyrights at all.
Hey.
I know.
Such idiots.
CCP are a very wonderful, very special group of people.
No, special's the right term.
Yeah, that's one way of describing them, yeah. Not wanting to sound like an asshole, but yeah.
So, can I do a little tangent for a second?
Sure, tangent away.
That is EVE related. I had in my dinosaur game, I'd been talking about EVE, and I tempted one of the people I play with to try EVE out. Mm-hmm. And
how long did it take them to stop?
They haven't. Well, I mean, he's not got the full bug in, but we're getting there. So we got him through the tutorial and that like last week, and so this week I was like, okay, what do you like to do for playing? And I told him, went through some of the jobs, like you can hunt rats, you can PvP. You can do space shipping, you can do mining, you can do building. And he's like, space trucking sounds fun. And I was like, okay, well, I can't teach you anything about that. So let's just nix that for now. He's like, well, let's do mining. And I'm like, oh my God, I found a miner. What the hell? How did I find a wild miner?
If he wants to do space trucking, send him to Nofu. Nofu, the Nofu guys are great. And I'm going to go ahead and endorse them right here and now.
You would.
Nofu already have a route out to the war zone for our Imperium watchers, our Imperium viewers, and also last AT Nofu helped me out with. I tried to get something done in the space of a day, and they had it done in like 2 or 3 hours. Nofu have some really great people.
Yeah,
and so I look towards using them again in the current AT as we.
Are you getting paid by them or?
No.
He gets kickbacks.
Okay.
I don't get kickbacks from anybody. I have to embezzle money from INN to get any sort of money in EVE Online.
Is that why you're broke?
What I wanted to bring up was like I kind of went.
Horrendous. Why I'm broke is because we aren't taking payments at the minute.
So
since like August.
What I wanted to bring up. Yeah. No, Dirk. No, my story. So what I want to bring up is that I got to kind of experience something I haven't really experienced in a while, which is, we're getting him in a ship. I get him an adventure. I was like, let me make sure he's in Alpha Clones. I was like, let me make sure I set up adventure for him to something easy so he could try the mining out. And he's like, oh, the lasers look so cool. And then as we're going, I'm like, oh, we haven't warped to a sun yet. He's like, you can warp to the sun? I'm like, yeah, see the thing over there? So he warps to it. He's like, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. And I haven't gotten to experience like a first look player in a very long time where like this is the first time they're seeing the game and hearing the excitement on it. And it just like kind of like made me more excited, being like, yeah, like there are some really cool things in this game that can be a lot of fun. And it was just like this week. It was nice to,
fucking beautiful. The art team knocks it out of the park every goddamn time.
Yeah, I told him all these like there's different color suns and
working for CCP.
He's like, look, Saturn.
Our art team are fantastic.
Yeah, it was just a really nice like thing last night. I got one of my friends to come help me in HiSec bring out like a procurer so that way he could see some of the other ships, and we were trying to get the Orca, but that was not cooperating quite right at that time. So, but yeah, it was just so nice to like see somebody experience EVE for the first time, and it just made me want to do stuff again.
Well, try to avoid the soul-crushing depression when they turn bitter in like a week.
Well, I said I haven't quite got the bug in him yet, like because like he's enjoying playing, but I haven't gotten to like sit there and play for a long time.
No, don't.
So we're getting there.
Don't do that to him.
I think he was a little intimidated because my friend's like, I have 24 alts. I'm like,
let him just ease into it and take it slow and keep it casual as long as he can, because there is so much that will horribly cripple his enjoyment of the game if he's exposed to too much of it at once.
Yeah, I'm going to keep poaching dinosaur players to come play EVE. That's the goal now. They can sit there and grow a dinosaur for 7 hours. They can handle playing EVE.
Growing a dinosaur for 7 hours.
I'm willing to bet that growing a dinosaur for 7 hours is a lot more engaging and interactive than EVE PvE is.
No. Not necessarily, considering I spent 4 hours working on one that's not even done yet last night. I basically sit in a tree to hide and just go grab food when I'm hungry, and that's it. Do nothing else, because you're too weak to really do anything until you're full grown. And you don't want people to find you, so you don't run around and you don't make noise. So you just sit there.
I
mean, like, depending upon what you are...
a little better than EVE.
Yeah, sure. A little bit better. You're right, and it's like living in nullsec, where, like, yeah, you could be sitting there for hours doing nothing but mining a rock, and then all of a sudden someone comes in and eats you. So, but yeah, that was my little tangent of like I just like got to have that last night, and everyone should try to get to be with a newbie and watch them experience EVE for the first time to remember why you enjoyed the game yourself the first time.
Why you enjoyed it the first time? Because we killed people.
Yeah, I asked him if he wanted to like do some PvP. He's like, "Oh, he's like, the space trucking is really interesting." I'm like, I know the basis of accept contract, deliver stuff. Like that's about as much as I and
there you go.
Collateral. Like I can't teach you the tips and tricks of how to not die, but I can teach you mining. I know that.
Well, I gotta head out to a meeting. I'll catch you guys later.
Hey,
Bye.
You have a good time.
Okay, dude.
Yeah, right.
Well,
so what do we have on our list?
We have one more thing on our list. Because, there is something exciting happening in EVE tomorrow.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
My God.
Tomorrow we are bringing back the Anger Games for
Yay!
one last one-day event.
One
to
day
see-
special.
Yeah, one day special to see how many fleet comms teams actually put together. Because this time it's going to be 8 teams that were in the previous Anger Games 5. And there's a little twist that every fleet comp they use and win with, they can't bring for the entirety of the tournament anymore afterwards.
So elimination kind of thing.
Oh shit!
Right?
Yeah,
That's an interesting twist.
It's an elimination, but what it basically requires is 6 comps that do not have any overlapping ships.
I like it.
Oh,
Ooh.
This requires teams to have 6 separate comps. It's a total of 42 individual ships required. It's a hell of a lot of effort to try and figure out making sure that you have 6 different comps that are competitive and how you use them, when you use them, right? So, like, if you have one comp and
Usually-
you win with it, you can't use it again. So, when do you use that really good comp?
And usually you do have some overlap in the ships you use in your comps, right? If you have an armor comp, you usually use the same support ships in those comps. You can't do that in this.
Logistics for ships, for example, right? You get one comp that can use an Execra, and you get one comp that can use T2
Heroes.
armor logistics frigates.
Yeah.
You know, so you can't go armor all the way through. You can't go shield all the way through. You can't run rapid fire missiles all the way through. You have to make decisions about what comps you use and when. It's
Definitely going to get exciting, especially towards the finals. And since this is a one-day thing, there's no waiting period to see how it turns out, right? So we are going to go live tomorrow at 16:30 Eve time on the Eve NT Twitch channel.
Oh.
mm-hmm.
Doug can probably link that because I think I still can't link things.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Give me 2 seconds. I will say that we also have we have Jinton hosting. For anybody who doesn't know Jinton, he's an incredible person who loves his eccentric suits. Let's call them that. Eccentric.
Yes.
He's a really incredible individual. He's helping us out here. We're gonna have our usual stable of commentators, right, Seth?
Yes. Let me look and I can give you some names. We will have people like our very own Azure and Argent. Murray Rothbardo.
Now you're
Coach
assuming
Mosnier.
that Azure is getting knocked out early.
Yes, I am. It's Azure. Sorry, Azure. Varian Stoneshot will be there. Alexev Card will be there. Damasus will be there.
Blackbot Pirate?
Yep, Brett Thomas, if anyone knows him. So yeah, lots of good casters that are definitely there to have some fun. It's not going to be all serious. This is a little thing to have some fun and have some tournaments before the craziness of the AT starts happening. Because as soon as those rules are live, teams will start focusing just on the AT, right?
Sorry, I had to laugh a little bit about that because the suggestion that once the rules are live, teams will start focusing. No, teams are already looking at the AT. Not least the GSF team, which is already looking at the AT. We're a little bit ahead of you, Seth.
Yeah, so this is like the last chance to have a little, offside tournament.
Fun.
Yeah, and a bit of fun.
This is supposed to be relaxed fun before we all get into the effort of the AT.
Since Fluffer is asking, there isn't actually a GSF team. There is a joint GSF and Brave team.
Yeah, it's the joint GSF Brave team. That's Azure leading it, along with Dujek One Eye. They've got some great people working on this particular one-day event. Once we get past the Anger Games, then everything will go back to Alliance teams, and I can confirm there will be a GSF Alliance tournament team, and we'll have a recruitment post up in the next couple of days. If people who are watching are in GSF and want to join the team, just watch out for that. It'll be in probably the war room, I would think. And yeah, we're really hopeful. We're really positive about this year. We've got some great opportunities going on, and yeah, it's just going to be a question of how many people we have, how practices go. But if people decide to turn up and help us out, then this year's Alliance tournament team will go very well.
That sounds pretty positive. I like that.
Yeah, we're very positive. I mean, we've spent the last few years. We've had good runs and bad. The End Games 4 run, where the GSF team made third, was incredible. But the last couple of Alliance tournaments, we've not done particularly well. Where we know that we have the organization down pat. We just need to make sure that our practice and the people that we have, the people that we have are really solid. So that's going to be our focus this year. And yeah, we're happy to bring on everyone, but we really are going to be focused on the player and the way we manage the fight, rather than the way we organize the team, if that makes sense.
Everybody looks so
really did
frozen.
call the conversation, huh?
Well, I'm really trying. I mean, I have a really, big decision to make. How maybe I influence my family here. Should we, should we have Taco Bell or Subway for dinner? I mean, that's
You should not have Taco Bell, from what I understand.
Why?
I've never been to Taco Bell, but I hear horror stories.
Really?
I also want to point out that in a bunch of European countries, Subways isn't allowed to call whatever they serve bread.
Yeah, but we don't.
It's only because of
why?
the
Too much
sugar
plastic
content.
in it? I mean, is there too much plastic? What is it?
No,
There's
it's
too
just
much
because of its sugar
sugar.
content. That's all.
Yeah.
Sugar.
But then again,
the
like
thing about
as we've mentioned,
I get a question. What do they call it? Cake? I mean,
as we've mentioned previously on the show, like discussing the fact that Americans love putting sugar in everything. Like, are we really?
Sugar.
Do we really not expect that the sugar content of Subway's bread to be quite significant.
The issue here is that the
Mm-hmm.
Europeans don't have Taco Bell. We just hear the horror stories. Right?
Yeah.
So we have bad Subway, and we don't have Taco Bell, but Taco Bell is apparently pretty horrendous. So, like,
I love Taco Bell.
you know, what would you prefer? Would you prefer the thing that you know that is not great, but it's also not gonna really?
Nope, somebody
fuck your
reading
guts
aloud
up?
says Taco Bell's now in the UK. I don't know.
Taco Bell is in the UK. Yeah.
I'm not in I'm not in a place where I can get a Taco Bell, and also the horror stories I've heard means that I wouldn't want to get a Taco Bell either.
I will tell you, I know with our first kid, I'm not sure with number 2 and number 3, but Mrs. Erik did crave the Taco Bell 7-layer burrito with number 1. I won't say that Mexican food is kind of one of his faves, but it is. Although his favorite place to eat is Germany. He loved when he went to Germany and the food there.
This kind of circles back to us making food that we enjoy. I'd love to do chicken fajitas or whatever, but I'd rather get like peppers and lettuce and salsa and do the chicken myself, spice it myself, make it sure that it's good for the people I'm serving it to, right? In terms of fast food, I'd rather just do it myself unless I'm really looking for something quick.
Yeah, so we have like
unless you're like out with friends, right?
If I'm looking for a burger while I'm at home, I'm looking for something that I don't have to worry about. But if I'm looking for fajitas, like I say, I can do chicken fajitas in about 25 minutes, and it's nothing crazy. But I know it's good food because it's all. It's all shit I've prepared myself at the end of the day.
Yeah, this is just like off the top of my head, right? Like if Subway, right? We have Subway. We have Firehouse. We have Jersey Mike's. And we have DeBella's. They're just pure, like, sub sandwich, hoagie, grinder, whatever you call them, type places. I mean, all within 10 minutes of where we live, right? The question is, Jersey Mike's, we just kind of hate because they slice their meat super thin and don't put any meat on their subs. But, everybody else, pretty good choice. Could be DeBella's. Could be a DeBella's day. You never know. I do like Subway, though. I don't know why. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Go to Subway. Get the Veggie Delight, right? Put the hot peppers, put everything on it. Okay. Then order any one of the meat sandwiches and put the exact set of veggies on it. Okay? And sauces and all that stuff. And if you did a blind taste test, you would not know the difference between the two. They basically taste the same. So you might as well just get the Veggie Delight and throw all the veggies on.
Well, you killed the conversation now.
I did. I really did. I mean, look at no. We've got people talking. Cats disappearing when tacos enter the area.
Nobody is trying to turn anybody into vegetarians in this channel. We're just saying that, right? Like, there's some good things and there's some bad things. And
I'm a huge fan of the salad bar because I grew up like in the in the 80s when all the salad bars suddenly appeared everywhere. I mean, just give me a giant salad. Oh man, I'll be a happy guy too. Every once in a while, gotta have just big salad. Just do the big salad, baby.
I mean, there are some really good vegetarian dishes, right? What I personally dislike is when you try to make something vegetarian taste like meat. Like, why?
Can I just address the vegetarian who eats beef and pork? You're not a vegetarian, buddy.
Yes, he is.
That's a thing in Twitch chat, and no, you're not a vegetarian.
He does have a point. Like, you are what you eat, so that makes cows and pigs veggies, right?
They're not vegetables.
Well, okay. That should make most pigs veggies, because I mean, they are omnivores, right?
I'm sorry, you have to accept that
that's not how that functions.
Pork are not. They're not vegetables.
But they eat vegetables.
Well, yeah.
So you're getting your veggies.
No, well,
they're nutritious and delicious. Bacon is the single greatest bacon.
They are great, and they are very enjoyable.
What did you say? Bacon is the single greatest what?
Polysaturated fat. That's what it is. The single greatest polysaturated. In fact, I had bacon for breakfast this morning. A little bacon, some scrambled eggs, and some hash browns with ketchup.
Heinz, of course. Pork and beef is indirectly eating vegetables.
No,
indirectly.
There's no indirectly about it. It's if you're eating pork or beef, you're eating meat in the same way as if you're eating chicken or duck or goose. You're eating meat of some description. It's white meat, it's red meat, I don't give a shit, it's meat. Why are you trying to defend yourself against vegetarianism? Hey, you like to eat meat. What do you give a shit?
Fish doesn't count.
Yes, it does.
Everyone knows that.
Yes, it does.
Fish is fish, but that's pescatarian, not vegetarian. It's still not vegetarian.
I'll tell you, eating a good swordfish steak is that some solid meat. That's not fish.
It's still not
little mako shark. That stuff is delicious.
Skinny fish. I think you will find that cows are also omnivores.
And yeah, cows don't give a shit what they eat.
I had to call my.
They're still not vegetarian.
I had to call my.
You can't eat a cow and call yourself a vegetarian.
Well, the cows are vegetarian.
I'm gonna hurt you, Soth.
I'm gonna hurt you.
I just hear a lot of whining happening.
Man, this all started with should Erik order, his kid's dinner from Subway or Taco Smell? And,
see,
why not both?
Says it. He's a vegetarian. He eats vegetarians.
I can understand that approach, and I actually support that approach. Erik, in terms of answering your question, you should support local takeouts that aren't chains. You should.
Local people work at chains. Local people work at chains.
Local
get
people
paid.
work at
Helps
chains.
the economy.
Local people work at chains.
Subways are all owned locally. They're not corporate stores.
But if you're looking to get good food, you should support.
You know what?
Surprisingly, a local thing that isn't a national chain.
This is like
local places don't actually have much better food most of the time.
You know what
maybe not in the
You're
US.
doing it wrong then.
You know what I did find in Hilton Head on vacation, right? There was this place, and so there's a thing called Isley's Chip Chopped Ham, and they have a special barbecue sauce, and you put the sauce and the ham, and you just let it cook in the crock pot for hours. Throw some sweet relish in there with it, and you just put that on a bun and eat it. It's kind of a Pittsburgh, barbecued ham sandwich, right? There's a place in Hilton Head that imports all that stuff, and you can get it there. Do you think we ate lunch there? Yes, we did. It was so yummy.
Yeah,
it's like all the idiots who on Hilton Head who when somebody says, is there any all you can eat snow crab leg places here, and then they jump all over their case because they tell them to eat local seafood. They don't fish enough local seafood in the area. And no place carries it really anyhow. There are very few places, right? So, it's just like, I don't get the eat local thing because so many of these chains are owned by local people anyway. Oh, great. I love when I get text that there's a driver safety warning out there. So I'm going to go on mute and go yell at somebody because that means somebody's like doing stupid stuff.
Oh, great.
By the way, I'm talking. That means the guys in the background hear me with the stream on.
Oh, okay. Why are people messaging me? Oh. Being in the charge of stuff. Oh, that was funny with my friend who's like just trying the game out. I was like, by the way, you're kind of playing with someone who's like a little space famous for mining, so my other friend's like, shut the fuck up, Don. You are not space famous. I'm like, okay. Thanks. So mean. But well, we're actually almost at final thoughts if we want to do that. Or do we have to wait for Eric?
You do not have to wait for me.
We're just suggesting that, well, apparently Eric doesn't care about quality. He just wants the cost of the takeout.
Sometimes that's what you gotta do. Sometimes it's just nice to roll up and know what you're gonna get. It's, acceptable and you're happy. And sometimes you want to go to a place that's gonna take 3 hours to serve you dinner because apparently that's what it fucking takes in some places. I got shit to do.
Acceptable, and you're just gonna go with it. That's fine. I've done that with Subway. I've done that with a bunch of takeaways around my place. But realistically, if you're gonna talk about good food, you're gonna be waiting at least like 45, 50 minutes for a delivery, right? They're gonna put some time and effort into it.
Yeah. Just because it takes some time and effort doesn't mean that it's good, and it also doesn't mean that something that's quick or more maybe ready-made isn't gonna be good.
I've worked in kitchens. If you get your food in less than half an hour with delivery, then you have got bad food.
No, it's called prepping.
No, that's called they had it warm waiting for you for an order.
Yeah, I mean, there's something like, okay, example, if you make a meatloaf, you make a meatloaf and then you've got it ready and you slice it out for the people because you make like an actual loaf. You're not going to make individual loaves for people. I mean, you could, and that wouldn't take that long to cook.
Roast dinners.
Yeah, Cracker Barrel
for delivery.
Yeah,
that's really fucking strange.
One of our favorite places,
Don't order
Firebirds,
roast dinners for delivery.
Used to make a meatloaf. What's that good? What's that good wagyu meatloaf?
Oh, that's
Brown
Jesus
wagyu.
Christ!
Oh my god, it was so good. They took it off the menu though. It was so good. We ordered it every time. So good.
Beep beep.
So yeah, I'm gonna wait till after one last thing here, as we do it. As we wrap up, because I'm only really seeing, they just blew through a red light, but they really blew through a red light, and they were talking on their phone. I can tell.
Depends if they blew through a red light or were blown through a red light.
One's much more fun than the other.
Very true.
I will tell you that it is now a red light, and now they entered the intersection.
So, Dirk, what about stuff like falafel or kebabs?
What about barbecue? It takes like
10,
12 hours to make a good like brisket or pulled pork or something.
Sometimes 16.
So it comes out really quick because it's already been cooked and it's sitting there waiting to be eaten. You don't to get good food. Some things you just take a while and then you have a big batch ready to go.
They don't know what smoked meat is over there in Europe.
I know they don't understand delicious food.
We totally understand what delicious. It is. We appreciate it as
delicious.
We just don't keep smoked meat warm. We try and preserve our smoked meat. As for what Sothrasil was asking about kebabs, I'm gonna give him that German kebabs are a hell of a lot better than British kebabs. British kebabs definitely just a thing that you would eat after a great many drinks.
Yeah,
German kebabs are actually really solid for middle of the day kind of stuff, right? If you've got an evening meal and you're out and about, just you don't want to go to a restaurant, you just want to grab something quick. They're great, really good.
yeah.
I'm
Good.
gonna go ahead and fall back on the fact that I ate more in 2 days in Germany than I would normally eat in like a week because we were in various places across the Berlin meat. But yeah, no, the kebabs are absolutely solid, really great. I would rather have a German kebab over a British kebab at any time of day, even 2 a.m. after many drinks. So yeah.
Well, I think at 2 a.m. after many drinks, the German kebab and the British kebab kind of like,
Oh no,
you know,
the
do
German
tend to
kebab
sort
will
of.
still be very much better.
Oh yeah, it'll still be really, really good. But like, you know, your desire to have something good to eat, or just to desire to just to have something to eat, is kind of that's basically what happens.
That wasn't the point that I was trying to make, at least.
No, I know. Like the German kebabs are definitely way better.
The point being
way
that if I don't care about the quality, German kebabs will still be better.
Yeah.
In the early day, like if it's 5 p.m. and we're walking along the road and just I want some food, a German kebab is the sort of thing that you can grab and actually feel like you're enjoying. Whereas
unless you're
British kebab is one of those things where you're like, I just need to put food in me, and I don't particularly enjoy it. So yeah, German kebabs it's definitely better than British kebabs.
Yeah, it's like unless you're going to a specific like, you know, Turkish restaurant as such in the UK, like getting kind of a street kebab, like you don't go for a street kebab unless you are wasted.
I'm also gonna
typically unless you're a heathen.
I'm gonna address Reading Aloud in Twitch chat, who says that there is no British kebab. It doesn't really exist. It's all Turkish or German descended.
Well, that's what we mean. That's what we kind of mean, though. Like
the way British restaurants do it is very different, and it's really not great.
Like we're not trying to claim ownership. Like we're not trying to claim ownership of the kebab. When we say British kebab, we just mean you're getting a Turkish kebab in Britain. That's what we mean.
It's not even a Turkish kebab. It's like it's a not particularly great imitation of a German or a Turkish kebab, right? This is why in Germany
I
it's so
guess
much better.
I guess
like, The reason that we only do kebabs in Britain, by and large, when we're very drunk at like 2 a.m., is because that's just the situation that you're in.
Yeah,
there are some great Turkish restaurants. There are some great German restaurants.
I think the thing is like there's definitely
thing that you walk past on the street, drunk as fuck in the UK, is just an imitation of that. That's all it is. And
people have realized
when you're very drunk, but you wouldn't eat it if you're not drunk. Whereas
people have realized that they can do substandard stuff.
You might actually eat that shit without being drunk in Germany or Turkey.
And you wouldn't feel like you've done your body a disservice in some way, shape, or form.
Exactly.
Like, you know, it's I guess, you know, to some degree you can kind of say the Turkish, the kebabs that you get, like in the UK, it's very much a case of somebody found out that somebody realized that you can do a really substandard version of a Turkish kebab for drunk Brits, and they all just, you know, with a ridiculous, you know, price to cost ratio, and
Meat
you do.
plus
and
salad.
we would
Yeah,
we'll
right.
lap it up in the early hours of the morning because like we don't give a fuck. We just want something to eat. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meat plus salad plus wrap equals kebab for British people. That's not the same in a lot of Europe and Turkey, and it's one of those things where you just have to accept that British people are doing things differently and doing things badly in a lot of ways.
In contrast, you do have a lot of nice Indian places that we don't.
oh yeah, seemingly we tend to do Indian pretty good.
There are no good Indian places in Eric's mind. I cannot eat Indian food.
You're doing it wrong then.
No, I can't stand the smell.
Like,
it's a
yeah.
difference of
no. Curries are fantastic. If you get a good curry, you will love it.
Trust me.
I can appreciate that.
Get over the smell. Period.
I appreciate
so many Indian friends.
Where you're at.
I get it.
But like, yeah,
nope.
a good curry is fantastic.
Well, a curry doesn't necessarily have to be Indian, right?
And every curry I've tried turns my mouth numb.
That's weird.
You're trying the wrong curries then.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, definitely.
The weird thing about curries that really gets me is that it's actually very easy to do a mild curry. It's very easy to do a very hot curry.
Let's put it this way.
Striking the middle ground is a little bit tricky, but
a good chefy friend of mine once made a curry that was supposed to help clear our sinuses because we both had stuffed up sinuses, and it was super hot. Hold on, so super hot. But I didn't know he made a curry, right? And he made like, I don't know, curry beef burritos or something like that, right? And he's in there and I'm looking over him. He is just sweating and dying. I'm like, dude, what's the matter? He goes, these things are so hot. I'm like, they're not hot at all. And then I go like this. And I'm like, my entire mouth is numb. You put curry in here, didn't you? And he said, yep. And I said, it can be as hot as it can be. I'm not even noticing it.
Well, this is my issue with people who think curry is supposed to be hot. Curry's not supposed to be hot. It's supposed to be flavorful. Like,
doesn't matter.
There might be heat, but it's not about heat. It's about flavor and making sure that you enjoy the flavor of it, right? There's some heat sometimes. A vindaloo should be a hot, flavorful curry. But, like, it doesn't have to be hot in terms of...
all I know is you bring Indian food anywhere near me and I will puke. I once puked in my office at work and curry was 50 yards down the hallway. Or Indian food was 50 yards down the hallway.
But
I can't
but as I said,
you
don't have to make a curry in an Indian style, right?
I just don't like Indian food.
You could do a Thai green. Or Thai red.
I mean,
don't
clearly,
no Thai food either, please. No.
Clearly, you like there is like an ingredient or a couple of ingredients that is fairly ubiquitous in Indian food that you have an aversion to.
There clearly is. By the way, and it's so weird because I love weird food.
By the way, I just want to say like, good point. Like, I just want to say like curry spice or like that kind of thing. Like that's just a word for a bunch of spices put together. Like it's not. There is no one spice called curry spice.
I know.
So
it's a combination of stuff.
I'm legitimately now thinking about just ordering a curry.
I'm like sitting in my office and it just wafted in the door, man. And I went, oh my God. And I just puked in my garbage can. So this was probably 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah. Like, I'm gonna address Ryan in Twitch chat, who says that curry powder comes in many forms, and that's a very fair point. But you don't need curry powder to make a curry.
No, you shouldn't use curry powder to make a curry. That's just wrong.
It's cheating. It's like It's cheating, and you're also using an inferior product.
I'm not going to say you shouldn't use it. I'm just going to say that curries made without it have more subtlety and flavor.
Yeah,
I think
curry powder
Eric's
is
problem. I think Eric's problem is coriander.
It could well be an actual fact.
I've had other things with coriander in it, but I don't know. I don't know what it is, guys. It just, I don't know. I mean, my boys, they both love Indian food, man. We have an Indian restaurant that has been where one of my boys works since I was a young child. I can remember it, right? The guys owned it. It's like weirdest thing. It's like the oldest Indian restaurant in town, and they go over there and they love it. It's just, I mean, naan bread. I can that's it. I love the bread, naan. All right, but don't give me anything else. I wish I could, because I'm a guy who tries foods, right? Love to try interesting foods. I don't like Thai pretty much, and I don't like Indian. You know, those are just two foods. You know,
and both of them have coriander seeds.
Turmeric.
Yeah,
turmeric maybe
could be the turmeric.
I've never heard of weird reactions with turmeric.
Could be the smell.
All right.
Anyway, final thought time.
Yep.
No, wait. No, before we get to final thoughts, I just want to address. I really want to address this in Twitch chat. Karma Vost asks, "How many chefs do we have on stream?"
0.
And none of us are chefs.
0. We're home cooks, maybe.
But we enjoy cooking. We like to cook for others. We enjoy just generally like making food that tastes good. And so, yeah, we're going to try and help our friend not be so averse to curries sometimes. As for Goonie DuPont, who tried a soth cake and it was really good. Yeah, Soth had some great cakes when we were in Berlin.
Wow.
After he figured out how the oven worked, he made some great cakes.
Yeah, that oven tried to kill the first cake.
It
and nearly succeeded.
It did kill the first cake.
Yeah. I mean, people still enjoyed it, but mostly for the filling, because the underside and the sides were completely burned.
Yeah, the filling of the apple cider cake was great, but the actual pastry side, not great. And yeah, so Dawn, you want to do one last thing?
Yeah. So
why don't you go ahead and start us off with our one last thing?
Bitch, I'm getting there. All right. So I want to thank everyone for joining us today. I hope you have a good weekend. The meta show is later today in about 1 hour. Sorry. So watching in an hour, get to meet.
One last thing from you, Dawn.
I'm going quickly.
Doing it.
Yeah. And I want to encourage everyone to make some pork this week and send us pictures of what your pork looked like. There you go.
Sweet.
Little audience participation.
Okay, software film.
Oh, definitely tune in tomorrow on twitch.tv/EveNTTV. Dirk can probably link that again. That would be nice. To have some fun with us, to see some exploding spaceships, and yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow, because that's going to be fun to see some wacky stuff, right? That's it. He's looking for the link, I think.
It probably is, yeah.
Yep, there we go. McLeod?
I thought Soth was going to take the thing that I was going to say, but he didn't, which is good. I just want to say thank you to EveNT for hosting. Well, not hosting, but hosting. Yeah, for basically hosting the Anger Games kind of content that we're going to be doing. tomorrow. So yeah, thanks guys.
Okay, I guess before Eric goes, that's me, and I'm amazed that we're all talking about the Angry Games again.
Yay, Angry Games.
Angry Games tomorrow from 1600 Eve. It's going to be a ton of fun. We've got Event hosting it. We've got Jintan helping us out. We've got a ton of great commentators. They're all fantastic people, and they'll all be helping out, no doubt, with the Alliance tournament, which is coming soon, TM. If you're in GSF, be ready for an Alliance tournament recruitment announcement coming soon. We'll have a post up in either the War Room or General GBS. We haven't quite figured that out yet. Coming soon. And it's going to be a ton of fun, right? Our big thing is that we need people to come in and help out, actually, join practices and make sure that we can figure out what we need. So yeah, we're very much looking forward to the Alliance tournament, and enjoy Asher Elias as our primary, as our executor. Sorry, I should just call him our executor, because that's where he is right now. It's going to be great. Asher's going to be great. A ton of fun. And at that point, I'm going to hand that over to Eric.
Alrighty. So one last thing is, I still don't know when we're going to dinner. It's terrible. But I wish Asher and everybody in charge of Goonswarm, all the luck in the world in keeping this big behemoth together and active, which I think they'll do. I'm very excited about it. Fully support them. So I'm kind of excited. Although I will miss the Matani. I liked him. He's a good guy. So that's kind of my one last thing for the day. And everybody, you have a wonderful weekend. Remember, we've got the big meta show coming back in about 1 hour, 50 minutes. So be here. Or be square.
About 50 minutes, as far as I understand.
50
Yeah.
minutes, yeah.
I think
50
we're
minutes.
50.
Sorry. 50 minutes, because, we go long. That's what we do. All right, folks. Everybody, have a great weekend. See y'all next week. Bye.
Bye.